It's a weed. Is it a weed? It's a thistle. But I've let it grow because I like to see what happens to them when they come in flower like that, you see. And that's all coming out into flower now. Look at that. That's going to be lovely. So a little look at Woody. So I'm going to feed Woody now. He's been eating a bit of rabbit. He's had some pheasant over the last few days. A little bit of pigeon. He's quite comfortable. His beak needs a little trim off. I might do that tomorrow, but what I'm not going to do is cast Woody up because he's molting out and there's a few new feathers in the blood and I don't want to damage them, so I'm very careful with him. As I've said before, and I have to keep saying it because each video doesn't mean you would watch the last ones, Woody is in molt and you can just leave them alone and let them molt out, but I do this because I've got plenty of time. So Woody, let's have a little look, see what's going on with him. I'm not sure if you fan these out for me or you get the ump, but there's one in the blood there. That's what you have to be careful with. The shaft on that. If you don't know, when they're in the blood and these feathers are growing, the shaft looks very blue and it's full of blood, and if they break they can lose a lot of blood, so you have to be a bit careful. But if you think about it, in the wild they'll be flying around and occasionally they're going to get damaged, so we try not to do that and try to look after the hawk better than they would if they was in the wild, so they have a better life. Consequently, they're probably going to live a lot longer. I think about 32 is the oldest Harris hawk I've heard of. If you know anyone that has an older one or has had an older one, let me know. But Woody's 4. But I'll work with him as long as I can, keep himself quite fit and we're out hunting during the season every day, rain, shine, whatever the wind, we're out. You'll see birds flying in the wind, they can handle it. You have to be respectful of them because when their wings are open they do get blown and they can get blown backwards. But if you choose the right areas, you can get out whatever the weather. There's no excuse. So I've got 3 bits of rabbit here. I'm going to have 1 piece to Willow, 1 piece to Chewy, and the hawk has got such a big piece that he's going to be eating that and leaving some, and what he leaves I'll put back in the fridge. But I want him to eat as much as he wants to eat, but he needs to get hold of it. That's it, he's got hold of it now, and I'll just let him have a good old feed up. Whatever he needs he's going to get. And there's Willow eating a piece of rabbit, and Chewy that this hawk here caught last season. So this hawk catches all his own food and enough to give the dogs a bit of a treat as well. And I'm sure there's a few people watching this channel that are waiting to get their hawk or whatever they're getting. And if you are, please comment, tell us what you're getting and when you expect to get it. And it's nice to share all these things, and it's interesting to know who's watching the channel, and if there's anything that you'd like to see, then maybe we can accommodate that. But if you look back through my videos, you'll see all the videos that I've done from getting this hawk, training him, and the best parts out of a week's flying put into one little video at the end of the week. And that's what I do. So as soon as we're out again hunting, I'll just clip all the bits out that are sort of a bit interesting, make a video of them, which takes time. So I'm editing all week to be able to put out one video a week. It's a lot of work. We get a little bit of revenue from YouTube. It's very difficult to keep enthusiastic with YouTube because it's hard to get your videos shared. So all the work I put in, hours and hours, we get a sort of a pittance. You know, I can buy a box of chicks every now and again, or so there's a little bit of revenue coming from the videos, but that's only if they're watched to the end, and thumbs up and a comment helps, even if it's just a comment with a thumbs up on it. The problem is a lot of people are watching it on the TVs, and it is harder to comment, I understand that, but if you can, just give us a little comment or a thumbs up, because it really does help to get these videos shared and get my subscriptions up, which gives me the drive to keep it all going. So I'm just documenting our journey. When you're watching what we're doing, you can sort of see ideas, and hopefully it does help. It's just really a documentation of what we're doing. Willow's finished his bit of rabbit first, no problem for him. Chewie's still working through his piece, and now Willow will sit at the bottom of the perch waiting for any bits to fall down which the hawk's leaving. So I've kept all this going between the dogs and the hawk. They're all really comfortable with each other, because when it comes to the actual season and we're going to drop the weight slightly of Woody until he's at that weight where I know he's going to be coming back to me, we start off at that weight, and then as the season goes on we increase the weight until we fly him as heavy as we can, and he comes back and he's hunting well. We have him at a real low hunting weight, and they'll be a bit over possessive of food, or you can fly them a little bit heavier where they will be a little bit sluggish but still return. You should not lose a Harris hawk. If you've got telemetry on them and you've got the weight right, you shouldn't really lose them. Yes, they do get lost, so be careful. So you can see Woody's got his wings out. Now that's not really mantling at the moment. What that is, he's just trying to get a little bit of sun. That's different from mantling. But you can see the tail is open a little bit now. If he was mantling, the wings are right forward and over the catch. Now there could have been another day I just done what I did there and Woody would not allow that at all. So just because I've done that and it looks fairly easy doesn't mean it's going to be easy all the time. But today he's a little bit calmer than he has been, so I've done it that way. But other than that, I might just pop a hood on Woody and then do it, but he was okay. Just filed the rough edges off, but quite often I've just literally nipped the end off and left it square, and it doesn't take long to get back into a point. So it will naturally go into a point, but sometimes you need to cope them a little bit more than that. But for today, during the molt, that's okay. Now we're going to give Woody a bit of squirrel in a minute. These squirrels that I've got was given to me yesterday from someone that's sort of farming a few nuts, and the squirrels are completely devastating his crops, so he does have to reduce numbers with a pest control lad. And yeah, he gave me a couple of squirrels yesterday, so really good meat, good quality for a hawk, for a Harris hawk during the molt. He has eaten them during the season, but not a lot, because they are quite a bloody red meat and do put weight on quite easily. But for the molt, it's a good feed for sure. A squirrel is a very tough little animal. The fur on them, the hide is extremely tough, far more than a rabbit. It's one of the toughest little creatures we have for skin. So Woody will have a bit of a time pulling that apart, and that will also help to sort his beak out a little bit as well. Bit of bone in there. You can see I've got hold of Woody, trimmed his beak, and he's not really fazed by it. So it looks like Woody's thrown that on the floor. Doesn't want that because his weight is up, but look, you can see what he does like. Never refuses one of those. So nice bit of squirrel meat. He prefers the chick. And that is just purely because his weight is up and he's being fussy. So quite often what I do is I dunk these this chicken day-old cockerels in water, so the fluff soaks up water, and then when Woody's eating the fluff, he's getting some water on board as well. Although he's got water in his mews, I just feel that that's a sort of a natural way where they take water in through food. So if you don't mind, write a little comment. Let me know what hawks, falcons you got. Always interesting to know who's got what. If you got anything unusual, even if you're keeping any sort of bird, doesn't matter what it is, it'd be nice to know. And I know that people like to read the comments as well, so it's a good thing. So just to alliterate what I was saying before, if you're getting your new hawk, be extremely careful. Listen to your mentor. If you haven't got a mentor, you should really have one. Find someone. Make sure that your hawk is at the correct weight, and manning is a big key. So spend as much time as you can. Once your hawk is happy with you and feeding off the glove, at that point there, when he trusts you, that's the time to, in my opinion, start really bonding, keeping the hawk with you as much as you can, and that way they'll be a little bit more trusting. And it's not so much about the weight then, although the weight obviously does count, because the hawk returns to you for food. If he's not peckish and ready for a bit of food, he'll just sit up in the tree. So you've got to get all these balances right. But I believe a massive part of this is the manning side of it, and getting an absolute bond with your hawk and trust. Once you've got that, then everything else will follow. But just be careful if you're getting a hawk. There's so many that get lost, and it's always through a mistake in the way the hawk is being handled, or the falconry of the person. It can never be the hawk's fault. So everything that goes wrong, look in the mirror and see what you're doing wrong. So thanks for watching. There's no hunting going on at the moment, but I'm just trying to keep us going through the Moult. A little bit of entertainment now and again, and just keep this channel going. And as I say, as soon as the season starts, end of August, early September, we'll be out flying again, building up fitness and getting this hawk to work with the dogs, with the team. Got the pointer, the little flashing dog, hawk and myself. So follow us through this journey, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll see this little team working, and very successful, trying to achieve different things, and get some flights and some challenging flights if we can. I'm looking to get some more land, so this year we could be on other land. If I manage to find anywhere with a possibility of using ferrets, I'll get some ferrets as well. But at the moment, our rabbit population, on my permissions, are not really ferretable. You can ferret them, but there's going to be no flights because it's all in brambles and wood. I haven't got any open earths where we can get sort of long flights, and that's the only reason I'll get a ferret, is if I can draw some long flights out of the hawk. At the moment we should carry on doing what we do, and again, good luck with your hawking, your new hawk that's coming. Let us know what you're getting, and don't forget, at the end of September, with Dave Sharp as the host at Holdenby House, we have the 2024 Falconers Gathering. Check his channel out, Falconry. You'll see the videos on there, and Facebook. That's all the information on them. All the information you need is on that channel, and we hope to see you there. So for now, from Willow, Chewy, Woody and myself, thanks for watching, and see you next time.